We're here. We're here to talk about the killing of Amadou Diallo. Let's just do it, child. Let's just do it. In the early hours of February 4th, 1999, an unarmed 23-year-old Ghanaian immigrant named Amadou Diallo, born September 2nd, 1975, I was going to say 25, and that's just not it, was shot by four New York City Police Department plainclothes officers: Sean Carroll, Richard Murphy, Edward McMillan, and Kenneth Boss. Carroll would later to claim to have mistaken him for a lower body assault suspect from 1 year earlier. The four officers who were part of the now defunct street crime unit were charged with second-degree murder and acquitted at trial, of course, in Albany, New York. A firestorm of controversy erupted after the event as the circumstances of the shooting prompted outrage both inside and outside of New York City. Issues such as police brutality, racial profiling, and contagious shooting were central to the ensuing controversy. Now, this is Amadou, God rest his soul. Very, kind looking boy, look kind. Let's get into early life. Amadou Diallo was one of, why won't you scroll, doggone it? Okay, so I can see. Amadou Diallo was one of four children born to Saiku and Khadijatu Diallo, and part of a historic fold trading family in Guinea. Or Guinea, honey. Is it Guinea? Like Papa New? I'm stupid. He was born in Sino County in Liberia, honey. Liberian girl. My favorite Michael Jackson song, You Came and You Changed My World. That was shaky. On September 2nd, 1975, while his father was working there and while growing up, followed his family to Togo, Singapore, Thailand, and back to Guinea. In September 1996, he followed other family members to New York City and started a business with a cousin. According to his family's lawyer, he sought to remain in the United States by filing a political asylum application, falsely claiming that he was from Mauritania, and that his parents had been killed in fighting. My Lord, today. He sold video cassettes, gloves, and socks on the sidewalk along 14th Street during the day, honey. If you've ever been to New York, you know the girls that be out there selling. They be having all the good stuff too. Death. In the early morning of February 4th, 1999, Diallo was standing near his building after returning from a meal. At about 12:40 a.m., officers Edward McMillan, Sean Carroll, Kenneth Boss, and Richard Murphy were looking for an alleged serial lower body assaultist in the Southview section of the Bronx. While driving down Wheeler Avenue, the police officer stopped his unidentified car and interrogated Diallo, who was in front of his apartment. When they ordered Diallo to show his hands, he supposedly ran into the apartment and reached into his pocket to show his wallet. Soon afterwards, assuming Diallo was drawing a gun, the four officers fired 41 shots with semi-automatic pistols, hitting Diallo 19 times, fatally wounding him. Eyewitness Sherry Elliott stated that the police continued to shoot even though Diallo was already down. The investigation found no weapons on or near Diallo. What he had pulled out of his jacket was a wallet. The internal NYPD investigation ruled that the officers had acted within policy based on what a reasonable police officer, would have done in the same circumstances. Nonetheless, the Diallo shooting led to a review of police training policy and the use of full metal jacket bullets. I'm trying to scroll so y'all can see what the bullets look like, child. It won't let me. I'm having a rough day. On March 25th, 1999, a Bronx grand jury indicted the four officers on charges of second-degree murder and reckless endangerment. On December 16th, a court ordered a change of venue to Albany, New York, because of pretrial publicity. On February 25th, 2000, after 3 days of deliberation, a jury composed of 4 Black and 8 white jurors acquitted the officer of all charges. Aftermath. In April 2000, Diallo's mother filed a $61 million lawsuit against the city and the officers, charging gross negligence, wrongful death, racial profiling, and other violations of Diallo's civil rights. In March 2004, they accepted a $3 million settlement, which is way less than $61 million, one of the largest in the city of New York, for a single man with no dependents under New York State's wrongful death law, which limits damages to financial loss by the deceased person's next of kin. Anthony H. Gair, representing the Diallo family, argued that federal common law should apply. In April 2002, as a result of the killing of Diallo and other controversial actions, the street crime unit was disbanded. In 2003, Diallo's mother published a memoir, My Heart Will Cross This Ocean, My Story, My Son, Amadou, with the help of author Craig Wolf, who got 2 F's at the end of his name, so he official. Diallo's death became an issue in 2005. In the 2005 New York City mayoral election, Bronx Borough President and mayoral candidate Fernando Ferrer, who had protested the circumstances of the killing at the time, was criticized by the Diallo family and many others for telling a meeting of police sergeants that although the shooting had been a tragedy, the officers had been over-indicted. Girl, please. Boss, one of the 4 officers implicated, had shot another Black man dead in 1997. After the trial, Boss was reassigned to desk duty, but on October 2012, Commissioner Raymond W. Kelly restored Boss's ability to carry a firearm. As of 2012, he was the only one of 4 officers still working for the NYPD, of course. In 2015, he was promoted to sergeant in accordance to police policy, which is not subject to review by top department officials. He retired from police work in 2019. A report from Capital New York reported that 85 IP addresses belonging to the New York Police Department had made changes to Wikipedia pages about NYPD misconduct, and also to articles about people killed in police interventions, including this article, the one I'm reading right now. One of these additions stated that Officer Kenneth Boss had previously been involved in an incident in which an unarmed man was shot but continued to work as a police officer, and was changed to Officer Kenneth Boss was previously involved in an incident in which a man armed was shot. 2 policemen associated with these edits were reportedly to receive only minor reprimands. That's because the folks that would reprimand them told them to do it. In April 2021, Diallo's mother was interviewed about her reaction to the conviction of Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin for the murder of George Floyd. Cultural references to Diallo are listed here. I will not be reading all of this aloud. But you may pause at your own leisure and read it whenever you're ready. Or you can go to the page, you can go to wikipedia.org and look up the killing of Amadou Diallo with 2 L's. And you may read when you have the time. In 2000, a group of human rights organizations completed the day after Diallo a short video about police violence against people of color in context of the killing of Amadou Diallo. In the 2002 film Phone Booth, is it the one with? No, this ain't the one. I thought this might have been the one with Usher. The caller, voiced by Kiefer Sutherland, warns the main character Stu, played by Colin Farrell, not to move, telling him you can get shot 41 times just for pulling out your wallet, which these white people will not be shot 41 times for pulling out their wallet because they're white. And here's a visual arts thing that happened. Yeah, so that is the very tragic, very unnecessary, overkill, literally, killing of Amadou Diallo. Let me know if you were alive when this happened. Do you remember? I was about 4 years old. I don't remember this case. But yeah, holla back. Just let me know what's going on in your mind and your heart, honey. I know this is heavy. But thank you for joining us on TCT. And I'll be back next week. Peace.